Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Weird World Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about weird stuff. My name's Carrie.
I'm Emma.
I'm Dean.
And Dean's going to be the weird one today.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Just today.
That's so...
Well, we kind of named the podcast after him, actually.
Yeah, true.
Wow, this is just a pile on meanness. Right. Well, today we're going to have something from the world of entertainment, or in this case, perhaps never-tainment. Because we're bringing... I know, trust me, it'll make sense in 2 seconds. Our it'll never make sense.
Okay.
But it's big flops and drops. That is... huge flops in movies, but also after that, we're going to talk about what I find pretty strange is major budget, major like studio and all our network TVs and movies that were never saw the light of day. No one's ever seen them.
Like they were made fully and no one
fully
ever...
made and
Got it.
and completely dropped off the face of the earth and no one's ever seen them. Some pretty high profile ones as well. I mean, it's bad when a movie flops, especially a high budget movie. It's a big deal. A lot of people talk about it. But if you think about it, when you make $100 million or $200 million, if you started a business at $100 million, it's a good sized business.
Yeah.
But what if you did your business for, 6 months and then went out of business, bankruptcy? So when movies flop, it's like a bankruptcy of a mid-sized business.
Except they're not that size business. They're part of a much larger size business.
They are, but they are, yes. So, but there have been movies that have been so bad that they have put that larger size business out of business.
Oh, yes.
And then again, we're going to not only bring you kind of the strangeness of these biggest flops in the movie history, but also the weirdness of some major film and TV shows that were never made. Is that really weird? Does that live up to the name? Maybe. But it's fun and it's fascinating.
It's fun.
So let's go. So, and I've kind of categorized, I'm going to start with big movie flops. I've categorized them into several categories, as you'll see. We're going to start with just movies that just had massive budgets. So they may have actually grossed a decent amount of money, but their budgets were so overwhelming that they still lost even more.
Yeah.
As we go through, I probably won't lay out a ton of numbers because I culled these from various sources, and the sources didn't always standardize them. After we finish talking about these specific big budget flops, I actually have a list of that actually did correct for inflation. So I have a list of the worst, biggest money losers ever corrected for inflation.
Got it.
But here's the thing. Do we trust that the numbers put out by the studios are
We
the
do not.
actual real
There's
numbers?
not. So most of that list I talked about at the end there, that is considered best case or best guess.
Yeah.
Because yes, if one thing Hollywood is known for besides big flops is that
Lying.
completely fraudulent accounting methods.
It's called creative.
No, it's fraudulent.
Creative reporting.
It's 100% fraudulent, and it's done to steal money from people from talent who deserve a piece of that change.
Yes, I know.
It's vile. So,
Pretty much like every other business in the world.
but even more just ridiculous. Their accounting is laughable. No one thinks it's honest accounting, yet they still do it.
Yeah.
So,
But it is interesting because...
Big budget movies is what we're going to start with. Huge budgets. One of the most famous, maybe the most famous, because it was very high profile. It was Disney. It was 2012's John Carter.
I know this.
Man from Mars, or something from Mars. He was based on some old Edgar Rice Burroughs novels, where because he was from Earth and he got sort of teleported to Mars, but Earth with the higher level of gravity, in Martian civilization, he could jump. And he was super strong, and he was because he had lived in our denser gravity. Not that, but so he was kind of a superhero there. It supposedly costs at least $350 million, and would gross over $200 million, but still something like $284 million worldwide. It probably costs even more than that too. It starred Taylor Kish, it's not the last time he'll be on this list, by the way. He is a box office repellent. I'm sure he's a super talented guy, but he's been a couple of the biggest box office duds ever.
It was a weird phenomenon in a certain 2010s.
Was he from something else before?
He was from Friday Night Lights was his big success.
Oh, wow.
He's been in a bunch of stuff, and he's still working, but in much smaller roles. He does like TV shows.
He's one of those actors that Hollywood said, "You're a big star. We're going to make you a big star."
Yes.
And America said, "We
No,
don't
thank you."
want." Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
That's
he's
been
on
done
that
before.
list.
Alicia Silverstone was famous. She signed that huge 3-movie contract, and it's like America said no.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. Piper Parabo.
Yeah.
She was in everything, and then everyone's like, never mind.
Yeah, it is amazing how that happens. Well, that happened to Taylor Kish and John Carter, and they paid for it. And this is one of those movies, by the way, also, I think was a little bit of bandwagon from critics. You see that a lot, where once the kind of glitterati critics, the kind of, the really critics that everybody looks at say, no, this movie's not good, a lot of other critics just jump on and say the same thing. I saw John Carter. It's not a bad movie. Critics say it's a terrible movie. Once those really kind of critics that
Big
are considered kind of
names,
trailblazers say it's a bad movie, everybody says it's a bad movie. It's for sure not a bad movie. It's a 6. It's a meh.
Right.
It's not that bad, but they act like it was just trash.
That's the thing about movie critics and people who are like, oh, I'm a cinephile, I'm a blah, blah, blah. They tend to critique every movie they go into on the same scale, which is so ridiculously counterintuitive.
Yeah, it is. You're
John
right.
Carter was supposed to be a fun action romp. It's Disney. It's blah, blah. It's not supposed to be a 10 out of 10. It's not supposed to be Citizen Kane. So yeah, it's a 6. Just go on and have fun.
There really is kind of a sliding scale. Every critic who goes out there, and actors who I respect, who say, oh my God, I love Fast and Furious, you're a fucking liar. Those are terrible movies. They're dumb movies. They're written to be dumb movies. That's fine, but don't sit there and tell me it's a great movie and you love them. That's just it.
There's a place
baffling.
for dumb movies. There's a place for movies that are, and obviously movie taste is so subjective and it's all about perspective.
For sure.
What is dumb to me is not dumb to you. What is great to me is not great
That's
to you.
true.
That's very true. But there's a place for that. But I do see the people are gonna say they love everything or they hate everything.
Yeah. But also $200 and something million. I know, regardless of how much it costs. If some other movie made that much money, it would be considered a success, right?
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's the point of this first category is budget.
Okay.
So these were considered major flops in large part due to spending way too much money on them.
Yeah. Right. It sounds, how come I didn't see it?
John Carter?
I like the 2012? Premise, but...
The premise is kind of weird.
Why did you see it?
I have no idea.
Did you take your children to go see it?
I don't.
You didn't see it in the theater.
Maybe.
You probably saw it at home.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I probably did. I did see it though, and again, it wasn't that bad.
Going to the movies by yourself.
No,
in 2012.
Chicken for one, please, John Carter.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with going to the movies by yourself, but
Dean just isn't one of those people.
I'm sure I've never been to a movie by myself.
Oh, I have.
Oh well. Curious. So next up,
traveling for work.
Okay.
Go to the movies.
And this one had a major star attached to it, but it also was a major failure. It had a big budget. It also didn't gross a ton, but it was called 47 Ronin, 2013.
I know about,
Keanu Reeves, 18th century Japan. It had a budget that just started out like it just kept growing and growing and growing. They had to do a bunch of reshoots. Mm-hmm. It finally came in with a supposed budget of $175 million, but most people say it was probably more like $225.
Oh, Jesus.
And they spent at least $100 million to advertise it. Here's a couple of things. So movies, they spend a lot of money advertising them. A rule of thumb, isn't it about a third of the budget or something like that? It depends. And then they get, in terms of box office, they only get half because the theaters get about half. It's roughly 50-50. Foreign, you get a little less than 50% because the foreign distributor has to take their cut as well. So the money isn't as, so these movies that make $1 billion, they don't make $1 billion.
Right.
But what they don't talk about, we hear flops talk about box office only. What they're not talking about is all the other ancillary reasons that make money. It used to be DVDs. That went away. Hollywood was really scared. Now all of a sudden streaming is paying big bucks to show them. So Hollywood, but if that streaming kind of goes away, those ancillary monies will be a little bit less because remember it used to be you sold the TV for a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Then it was you sold it on beta DVDs for a lot of money, and then they got worried because that went away. But then streaming made up the deficit, and they make a ton of money outside of the box office.
I've been consuming movie content pretty much my whole life, and I've watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles on movies and budgets and grossing and all that fun stuff. And I am old enough to remember a time before streaming services, and I remember movies that were flops in the theaters but got a second life in their DVD sales, and now that doesn't happen.
Especially, that happened I think often when they were actually pretty good movies, but they flopped for whatever reason. Yeah. But they're actually decent movies.
A bigger, better movie came out the same weekend, or it wasn't. There's some movies that you think, what? That wasn't I don't think The Notebook made that much money. But then it went on to...
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's movies like that are cult classics.
More not teen or young male-centered movies often don't do well in the box office because that's a big part of the box office.
Yes.
That's who's going out there. Another one that was big budget, that grossed pretty well, but it cost too much was, and a little bit surprising here, 2001's Ali, which I believe Will Smith, did he win the Oscar for that? He was at least nominated for Best Actor for that.
Yeah, he was nominated. He didn't win.
Yeah, but it was a movie that was, I think, fairly highly regarded.
Well, yeah, it's a biopic. It's Oscar fodder. So.
Yeah, very much so. But it actually cost way, way too much. And how it cost
Why? Yeah, why?
Great question. 2001, 107 million. I don't know what that is. We'll probably find out. We can find out if we want to. But there's no way that should have cost that kind of money.
It's not a big, there's no CGI.
Honestly,
special effects,
they probably gave Will Smith $20 or $30 million.
Maybe there was a lot
that's
of
still
straight
a
up.
fraction of the
Still,
budget.
so they gave him
It's a lot of money, though.
It's a lot of money, and it didn't make its money back. It lost money.
Interesting.
Have you heard of 2015's Pan?
I have.
Well, yes.
I know, but it's kind of
duh.
It was yet another movie about Peter Pan. This one going kind of.
We were sick of it.
Yeah, honestly,
We were done.
enough Peter Pan
Got
movies.
the one with the blonde little cutie. We don't need another.
I'm still waiting for Peter and the Starcatchers to be made.
You
It was
might be waiting forever.
optioned. They said they were going to make it. I'm really upset.
Movies
There's a
aren't
Google
made
alert.
until they're literally made, and
know.
even then, as we'll find out at the second half of this thing, is that they still don't see light of day. Sometimes
There was a movie that came out, I want to say at the very beginning of 2022, called The King's Daughter or something like that. It was starring Pierce Brosnan and an actress you guys wouldn't know. And the movie was made, shot and filmed and fully made in 2014.
Wow.
And it sat in production hell for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And they just quietly released it in 2022 to say, okay.
That would probably be distribution hell, more likely, right?
True, you're right.
So
Yes,
production hell means
distribution
it's not getting made, it's not getting finished. Like optioning screenplays. Don't get me
Yes,
wrong.
you're correct.
You get a screenplay option. Oh my God, you've made it's an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. The odds are so massively against you. You're nowhere near the finish line. Mm-hmm. You're still in the
Yes,
first
you're right.
lap.
Distribution hell. And it flopped miserably and it was terrible and made no money. And
Pan cost up to $275 million to make. It made over $100 million. It cost way too much.
A lot of special effects.
Lots of special effects, yes.
That movie was made to bomb. It's never going to make that
I
much
agree.
money.
There's some. I actually have kind of a category like that.
Interesting.
The director Joe Wright, it said that he actually considered retirement after the movie. He was so despondent.
I can't do this
It's like,
again.
I don't want to do this anymore. My next category is similar, but it's big budgets combined with a iffy genre.
Okay.
And the first one is obvious, and these are westerns. And it's a movie that, when it was made in 1980 or released in 1980, it became synonymous with a movie flop for a generation. That movie, Carrie, is
1980
it should be-
Western.
1980
A
Western. Western.
I'm only thinking of Ishtar.
Ishtar is not a Western.
I know, but that came
That
synonymous.
later on, it did too. This one was called Heaven's Gate. It was a Michael Cimino. It was Chris Christopherson was a star. It's actually
Do you know how old I was in 1980?
No, but I thought you heard of it. I mean, 10 years later, people will still say, "Oh God, Heaven's Gate." It's like it just was the
Was
name.
it before or after the massacre at the cult?
It was way before that. Way
Yeah,
before that. This is
got it.
1980.
I don't know when Heaven's Gate was.
Later.
Okay, I guess.
we've done a podcast on that, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So
The 90s, I think.
yeah, I think it was too. Christopher Walken, Chris Christopherson, Jeff Bridges, talented people. Michael
Yeah.
Cimino, the great director. It was, and Michael Cimino had just a couple years. His movie before this was The Deer Hunter, which racked
Oh,
up
that's a
Oscars.
big one.
So
That's a big
it
one.
was a big deal. It kind of ruined his reputation. It pretty much ruined, Westerns were already pretty much ruined, but it like doubly buried them. Really, it
Yeah.
wasn't until
Really?
the Unforgotten, the Clint Eastwood movie that were kind of semi-resurrect Westerns years later. But it was just a debacle. 6 days, because here's a quote, 6 days into filming, Cimino was 5 days behind schedule and had spent $900,000 on a minute and a half of usable footage. It was a production disaster.
I'm confused how that's possible.
Because directors who especially fresh off of a big hit
thing.
are treated like royalty.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. We love you. We want to be in the business of Michael Cimino. And so they do this shit. It happens. Francis Ford Coppola did this on Apocalypse Now.
Really? Well, I do know all about Apocalypse Now, yes.
It's shockingly common. Stars get that treatment too, you know. The Bruce Willis was allowed to do a movie called Hudson Hawk that the studio knew full well they were going to lose millions of dollars. It was a dreadful movie, but it was his vanity project. And it's like, we will do this movie, lose millions of of dollars so we can do Die Hard 2 and make hundreds of millions of dollars, hopefully. So
it is a game,
it happens.
And you must play.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Here's a quote. The film's name became a byword for box office failure. Cimino's insistence on complete creative control and the resulting disaster contributed to other film studios insisting on more oversight for future projects. So he kind of made it tougher to make a movie for everyone after
Fuck
this.
him.
Because
Fuck Michael Cimino.
Yeah. But
he's the reason.
Was a disaster.
Did he make anything after? What did he make after that?
He did make some movies after that. He's like putting me on the spot from Michael Cimino's CV.
The Deer Hunter 2.
No, he did not make Deer Hunter 2, Electric Boogaloo, that he should have. This movie cost at the time, and we can find out later again how much that is corrected for now, but it was about $44 million cost, which was in 1980, massive amount of money. It gained less than $3.5 million worldwide.
Whoa.
So it was just a mega loser.
Poor Christopher Walken.
I'm surprised that it did so poorly with those actors in it.
It was you know what it was?
1980.
It was complex, and it told a movie of good versus story of good versus evil, but the evil were like landowners and people like that, and the good were like poor farmers and stuff like that. So you think, but it was complex. It was incredible cinematography, absolutely beautifully photographed, but just a little too complex and a little too maybe shade of gray for a lot of audiences.
Is it a good movie? Have you seen it?
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. I don't think it's a great movie. It's probably, I can't remember the running time, but I think it's too long as well. Which I'm not someone like that.
Too long sometimes.
If the movie is entertaining, the too long doesn't bother me at all. I hate that where movies are forced to be 90 minutes or something like that. That's annoying. But sometimes movies are too long, and the studio's not wrong about that.
Yes, the Batman. Loved it, the new one.
Which one? Oh, the new one.
The brand new. Loved it. Could have lost 20 minutes of.
I did see that. See, I like that. I
liked it. It was a good movie, but I was in the theater like, okay,
I saw
let's wrap it up.
Okay, I saw it over probably 4 or 5.
I sat in the theater and watched it.
Yeah, see, so that may have been different then. Yeah, it is very different. The next one is kind of the same idea. It's a Western, 2004, big budget. The Alamo, the remake of The Alamo from 2004. Hold on one second.
Maybe we should stop making Westerns. JK.
That's not fair. This one was made, by the way, by Ron Howard and Brian Grazer as producers. Brian Howard was going to direct, but he didn't. It took too long for him to make it.
Brian Howard was going to direct it?
Ron Howard, his brother.
They made The Grinch.
And
they made The Grinch.
They've made a million.
They made a ton of movies. Dennis Quaid, Billy Bob Thornton. They were pretty big actors. 2004. Those were big names. Jason Patrick Wilson, a young Patrick Wilson, I think, right?
Probably,
so it had some.
Not that young.
Pretty young.
Patrick Wilson in 2004.
Yeah, fresh off that Phantom of the Opera fame.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was in Phantom of the Opera.
But this they tried to make it, and it's kind of unfortunate because they attempted to make a little bit more historically accurate version of it. For instance, they had Davy Crockett being executed shortly after and not killed in action, which is almost certainly true. His contemporaneous Mexican soldiers said, the guy with the coonskin cap, he was one of 7 or 8 that were captured alive, and then we shot them all, which is a war crime now, but they still. And also originally there was a 3-hour version of this that was going to tell both sides of the story. That kind of got scrapped to be the more rousing kind of political, patriotic kind of a version of it.
Yeah, we don't want to know both sides.
I don't know what happened at the Alamo. I'm gonna just say it.
It's all right. I don't either.
I don't know.
What?
Here's the thing.
They taught me in school: went in one ear and out the other. I just have to be honest.
Why don't we stop doing remakes?
That's another thing
movies.
too. But sadly, remakes and sequels are a safer bet for the most part.
We're never going to stop.
Not in that instance.
No, not in this instance. And this may be another situation where, it's been there, done that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The one before that was in the 60s. So I think there's been some TV stuff done
They're
too.
remaking Nosferatu.
Are they really?
Yeah. Robert Eggers is making
I'll see it. Next one is next category is just kind of epics, especially like historical epics. Historical epics are super hit and miss.
And they're expensive.
They're very expensive. And like, for instance, it's not on the list, but there's a Matt Damon one. What was it called? It's in like 13th century Europe or something like that.
The Last Duel
that flopped.
That bombed horribly.
Yeah, it's not on my list, but that's an example of that where, and even with big names, they very often are big flops. And like you said, they almost always need pretty big budgets.
Yes. I think Matt Damon's not such a big name anymore.
He's still a big name.
He's still a pretty big name, but also that movie had a pretty like a few quite gratuitous, uncomfortable scenes, I was told.
Did
that
it?
deterred, like the people that went and saw it told people don't go see it.
Really?
Because
Like,
of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. X, Y, and Z.
X,
Is
Y,
that a
and Z.
euphemism? I don't know what it stands for.
Bad
but-
stuff.
Oh, okay.
And also Matt Damon was in it.
Wow.
Mom does
Carrie's
not like Matt
a fan.
Damon.
She's not a fan.
Wow.
She
I hope he
not
never
like
hears
Matt
this
Damon.
Yeah,
podcast.
I know. I'd be
I
embarrassed.
do.
for him.
You don't like Matt Damon anymore
Not
either.
I liked Matt Damon when he did the crypto
Good
commercial. I was disgusted and embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
Because
You
that's
don't like
disgusting and
crypto.
embarrassing. Well, and the gist of it was like the future's for the brave, and the brave being defined as crypto people. Kind of the opposite.
Guys sitting in front of their computers like, I'm richer than you.
I'm doing this for freedom. You're an idiot. So the first one on this list is King Arthur, Legend of the Sword from 2017, directed by
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. Did an epic Arthurian legend movie. How the fuck did that happen? That had no business happening.
I remember when that came out and it flopped. Everyone knew it was going to flop.
Yeah.
When the trailers came
Also-
out, we went, no one wants a King Arthur movie right
Hey,
now.
that's what I'm going to say. How many King Arthur movies
Exactly.
do we, unless it's a cartoon with a fox playing the guy, I don't
Sure.
want to.
Oh, sure.
You know
If
what's
the
funny?
fox is playing the guy being, I guess, King Arthur.
Charlie.
No, King Arthur was a lion, I believe.
So who's the fox playing?
Robin Hood.
Yeah,
The fox
Robin
playing. Okay, this is different.
Charlie Hunnam is kind of in the
Oh
same
my God.
category of actors as Taylor Kitsch.
Yes!
where he's put in big
Yeah.
budget stuff.
Stop.
And it's like, stop.
He's a terrible actor.
I have not seen him in
Stop
anything, so
it.
I cannot say
Oh,
if he's
I
a good
have.
actor or not.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
going to say he's the guy in Pacific Rim.
That was one of the worst major
like,
studio,
stop.
major budget acting performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
But it wasn't
Just-
because of him.
Well, he was acting terribly. Did the
Was
director
he?
say, you
I
know
mean,
what, do a horrible job?
I never saw
don't
the
know.
movie.
It was terrible. Terrible. No, he was really bad.
I've seen worse actors.
He's really, really bad. He's a bad actor, and it's the same thing. They keep on putting him in these big movies, and they keep on flopping for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was the original lead for 50 Shades of Grey.
He was.
and I guess people said,
No, thank you.
"Don't do it. You'll be embarrassed."
Yeah.
Although, what's his name did it and survived.
Who?
Jamie Dornan.
Jamie Dornan,
Oh.
who's a good actor.
I don't know.
The King Arthur movie was, I would see it budget was something like $300 million they spent.
Jesus.
And again, this is another one that made some decent money, but nowhere near that. Yes.
I have one more thing about King Arthur.
Yeah.
That
He had a sword.
he had a sword. That's all I know. Was in a stone. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was supposed to spawn a 6-movie franchise.
Oh, really?
Around
Oh,
that
shoot.
whole lore. It was going to be this big thing. It was going to go years, and because everyone wants a cinematic universe now.
Yeah.
So it was going to be this big, I don't know that time period. Is that medieval times or whatever? That type of. It was going to be this big thing in universe. It was going to be 6 movies. And then that movie flopped miserably and all the other movies were taken off the roster and production list. It killed a whole franchise.
I have
Probably a
another
good
list.
move.
I have another category of franchises, so this could fit
Got it.
there as well.
Got it.
Around the World in 80 Days from 2004, another kind of big epic, big adventure. It wasn't that far in the past. It was in the late 1800s, I believe it was set. But this was the one with Jackie Chan as the star. So they got Jackie Chan. He was a big star at this time. So they said, oh, we can go cheap on the star, which is Phileas Fogg or something like that. So they went with, I think, a good actor, Steve Coogan. He's very funny,
Steve Coogan.
but no
Yeah.
one, he was very little known.
Yeah.
He couldn't really, quote unquote, open a movie. And this is also a movie which there's not really any kind of much of a story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was apparently they wanted to make it modern and funny, and they said they put a lot of anachronisms and just weird stuff.
Yeah.
And they have him stumble onto the Wright brothers, and he helps them fix their airplane and stuff like that. So it was kind of schmaltzy, and so it lost a lot of money.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Another bit, the last in the list of big epics, period pieces, is Alexander from 2004, and that was with, of course,
Colin Farrell.
as Alexander, playing him very blonde, even
Very
though he's
blonde
Greek. So that's fine. And isn't he brown hair?
Yeah.
Colin Farrell he's a brunette.
Those pictures on the stone, they don't have color.
Yeah.
We can see his hair was a little bit curly.
Why'd you
but
assume
don't
it was
make
blonde?
Yeah,
And you know who played his mom?
who?
Angelina Jolie.
That's right.
And
She
I'm-
did. She was what? A year older? No, I'm sorry. 3 years younger?
Probably.
Seriously.
It was ridiculous.
And his dad was
I don't know.
his dad was King Philip, the one-eyed. Oh God damn it! I can't think of who his dad was, but his dad was a big actor who was kind of on the downturn. Okay, let's go to the second. Oh my God.
Christopher Plummer.
No, I think I think I know who it was, but hold on one second.
I don't think I even have any remembrance of this movie.
Remembrance?
Yeah, I was
I
going to
do.
say rememory, but what year did you say it was?
2004. Hold on.
I was busy that year.
Oliver Stone, by the way, directed this movie.
Yes.
And his dad was played by Val Kilmer. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
I knew it was somebody that you've heard of. So this lost a lot of money. Again, made a pretty decent amount of money, cost too much, lost a lot. Now we have franchises, movies that were going to be franchises. So we can include John Carter. Really, actually fits there too.
That was going to be a franchise?
And yes. Oh, yeah. Because they made tons. 10 books probably. There were a bunch of John Carter books.
Okay.
John Carter and the Sirens of the Martian Ocean, or just bullshit like that. It was.
And King Arthur can be in that too.
King Arthur
that
could
was
be in
gonna
that
be...
too. I didn't know that about King Arthur. This one, though, starred another big name actor by the name of Matthew McConaughey, who did a movie called Sahara in 2005. Never heard of it?
Going to be a franchise?
Yes.
I heard of Sahara.
Well, yes. Clive Cussler, the author, who, by the way, went to my community college, he had a lot of different novels based on this character. So it's going to be more following the character on different adventures. So I guess you'd call that a franchise, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And so those didn't happen, because this one was such a huge bust right off the bat. It was Steve Zahn, too, who I think is phenomenal. Very funny actor. And Penelope Cruz was in this movie. Hugely expensive movie. In 2005, that budget was $130 million. And they spent another $81 million advertising and distribution. So, and it grossed about 120, but it means lost like over $90 million. It was and the franchise obviously was killed. And, I'm guessing this was a franchise. I'm sure. Well, I could be wrong about this one. Tell me if you know. It was 2013's Disney flop, The Lone Ranger, with Johnny Depp as a Native American. Good casting, Disney. As Tonto.
The white man.
And Cannibal Army Hammer as the Lone Ranger himself. So Cannibal Hammer, I think, is
Cannibal
what
Hammer.
people are
Yeah,
talking.
I think he legally changed his
I'm
name.
assuming that was going to be. I mean, right?
Yeah, no, it was.
What do you think?
It was.
I mean, Lone
that
Ranger's
was
another
a
one.
huge movie, and it was very expensive.
Yeah.
And
Huge,
nobody
huge.
cared.
It was the year after John Carter. So this was a
Really?
dark time for Disney. They had two mega flops back-to-back years. So
They were in their flop era.
That was definitely the flop era.
I think they were okay.
Disney's in another flop era right now. They're not doing good. They need to find their footing with the younger generation, Gen Alpha. They're
Superman doesn't do good.
He does.
He does well. Or I screwed that up. Another one that was going to be at least minimum one more movie, because they only made half the novel in this first movie, was 2000's John Travolta vanity project called
After Earth.
No, close. That was Will Smith's flop.
Oh.
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
Based on cult founder L. Ron Hubbard's
Yeah.
dreadful novel. L. Ron Hubbard, if people don't know, he's the founder of Scientology. He also was a really bad science fiction writer from the 50s. He founded Scientology because he was not a very good writer. He wasn't making that much money anymore. Yeah.
I think I'm going to start a cult.
I think I know a better way to make some money. So it couldn't get any money from the big studios because they're going, hard pass, John. That's a terrible idea. And so they went to private sources for money. And I've never heard of this. It was an independent production company called Franchise Pictures. And their specialty was to cobble together, I guess, investor money to make big stars pet projects. That's literally what they kind of specialized in. I didn't see any other examples in this article I was reading, but this was like made to order. No one wants to make this movie? John, we'll put together some money for you. We'll get some German money. We'll get some, I don't know where else. And we'll make your Battlefield Earth. I don't know how the church didn't just fund this. John Travolta personally put in millions of dollars to make this movie.
Well, it wasn't Tom Cruise, so they were going to fund somebody else.
They did get a German distribution company to fund a big chunk of it. I think this was 1999 when they're making it. 2000 it was released. I don't know for a fact, but this might have been the time when German production companies were getting a ton of subsidies from the government to make more movies. And so there's a lot of German money suddenly awash in Hollywood at the time.
Interesting.
It went away eventually. And Travolta, was only made the first half of the book because he's going to make another one because this is going to be a smash hit, everyone, clearly. So, and he, by the way, didn't really give up the idea of making the second one for years and years and years. He's just delusional about it. He may not still have given up on the idea.
Yeah,
of
he's
kind of
crazy sauce.
It's considered one of the worst films of all time. It won like 8 Golden Raspberries, Razzies.
Yes.
In 2012, it was named the worst picture of the 2000s decade.
I believe
I'm sorry, 2010. It was named the worst picture of the decade. And it held the honor of the most Razzie Awards for like 12 years, too.
Yeah, it's a bad one. I've seen... who forced Forrest Whitaker to do that?
Yeah.
For him.
I know. My guess is because, hey, maybe John will put me in one of his movies down the road. I mean, that happens all the time. So I'm going to guess that had something to do with it. Because Forrest Whitaker was in that movie, and he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Another kind of category here I have are movies that don't really have any kind of a story. There's really no story embedded in the property, so someone had to make write a quick script about X. And I have a couple examples. One was Battleship from 2012.
Yes.
That's a game.
Yeah.
People, that's a fucking board game.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Not a plot for a movie.
Somebody says, let's make this movie based on the board game, which, by the way, is not even an intricate board game.
No.
It's literally just saying numbers and letters until you accidentally hit the ship.
It's
and then
luck and chance.
Totally luck. It's just dumb. It's like Craps, the movie. So it was just a stupid movie about a fleet of ships, and I guess aliens. An armada of alien ships attack Earth with a, quote, destructive goals.
Why is it always aliens?
And they have to be thwarted from reaching their, quote, destructive goals. That's the movie. That's the whole movie.
Wow.
Shit happens. There's battle scenes and things like that. Cost a ton of money to make. Grossed. Surprising, though, it did actually gross like $300 million. So this could have also been put, by the way, in my first category. Big budgets, bad flaws. It just didn't make enough money because it cost hundreds of millions of dollars. But it did actually gross a shocking amount of money. Because that's a terrible movie.
A better movie would have been gigantic children.
I like it.
Playing a game
I'm hearing it.
with all the people in the little plastic ship saying, "Oh my God, they're going to try to make them say F5 instead of E1."
This is good, Carrie.
Well, yeah, that would be great.
So you need to pitch that to the studios. All right.
Had our favorite actor in it.
Who was it? Oh, Taylor Kitsch. That's I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's another Taylor Kitsch.
Rihanna was in it.
Rihanna was in this.
Oh wow!
When she tried to do movies for a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably wise to stop.
Another movie that kind of killed some franchises.
What?
Was The Mummy. The Mummy remake with Tom Cruise
a few
years ago.
That's right.
Universal was going to make the Dark Universe, and they had a whole slate of movies. Johnny Depp was going to play the Invisible Man.
Dracula.
Dracula. I don't know who was cast to play Dracula.
I don't think it was cast yet, but they're going to do.
They were going to do Dracula, Wolfman. They were going to do
all the classic Universal.
Angelina Jolie was cast as Bride of Frankenstein. They were going to do the whole thing, and then
Yes.
Mummy came out, and Tom Cruise got attached to it, and he decided, I want to make a Tom Cruise movie. I don't want to make The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
So The Mummy's going to be in like 5 minutes of the movie, and it's going to be Tom Cruise running around doing action. So he ruined it. It literally, Tom Cruise single-handedly ruined the Dark Universe.
That's another vanity. So again, you're allowed to even they know what you want is a bad idea. Some people get to do that thing.
Tom Cruise gets a lot of say in the movies he makes, or he's in, and
he's not that good. He's not that talented. He's done some good movies.
Yes.
Carrie hates him.
Yeah.
I think he's a very good actor. I think he's done some good
actor.
movies, even some underrated movies, like the one where he.
Born on 4th of July.
No, the one that he was very good in that. But the one where he gets killed and comes back.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Great
movie.
That's a really underrated little movie.
I did like that movie in spite of Tom Cruise being in it. It would have been a much better movie with anybody else.
Well, still, but
Matt Damon.
he's not a creative type person at all. So
No.
to the degree, let's be honest, any actor probably shouldn't have a creative say so, unless you're Seth Rogen or something like that, who you are creative.
Well, there's a lot of actors, more
Yeah.
actors than you would imagine or think, are also writers and producers and have some.
If you are that, if
skin
you're
in the
good at
game.
that,
Right.
Yes.
But
Just because you're an actor and you can act doesn't mean you can also write and also should have a say in the creative process. Sometimes you just should get in front of the camera and do whatever.
Yeah.
That's the kind of actor I'm trying to be.
do what you're told, bitch.
Just I'll say the line
Well,
and I'll go with it.
You know who is a good actor that I like that Carrie doesn't like as much? Carrie, you probably liked him. Is George Clooney. But he has been in some bombs. And he was in a bomb in 2015 called Tomorrowland. And the property there was a portion of Disneyland.
Yes.
It had some rides that were kind of space-aged in the, 50s, 70s when they made these
like
Space
the
Mountain.
automobiles are
Autopia, Space Mountain. So this movie, and apparently I've never seen it, but apparently the premise was kind of like these alternate dimensions. And it's supposed to be actually somewhat clever. And it didn't get horrific reviews. It just didn't catch on.
It had a pin,
lost
like there was a pin that, like, if you touched it, like you.
Oh, that's good. No, that's a good audio description of what something that happened.
There was another actress, and her name was Britt Robertson or something. She was another actress that my generation at least, saw in a bunch of stuff, and then she just went away. It's never been heard from again.
Brad Bird was a director, by the way. Great director.
He did.
I think Incredibles, right? So really a lot of talent behind it, but it just didn't catch on.
For the record, I like George Clooney just fine.
Okay, good.
Just not as much as you like George.
And
Clooney.
I don't have a bunch of.
You know what I mean.
Actually,
Wink, wink.
It's a bromance. I make no bones about it. I've been very upfront.
One-sided bromance.
George Clooney and Ryan Reynolds were on my island. So the other kind of movies that I don't have a bunch of examples for you, but you can think of almost any of them, which is video game movies. Those have mostly been big flops.
Gay movies?
Video game movies.
Oh. You said gay. I thought you meant like LGBT.
No one wants to see the gay movies. I'm like, stop making the gay movies, Hollywood. This is ridiculous. What am I?
I was going to say some gay
Laura
movies
Ingram
are
suddenly. So the video game movies, for the most part, from day one, from the first ones made, have been big flops. Mortal Kombat was a big flop. Halo, didn't they make like a Halo movie?
Probably.
I could be
Call
wrong.
of Duty.
Call of Duty? I'm kidding.
No.
So
Call of Duty was going to be a movie, and then they didn't, and it turned into District 9.
Really?
Yeah. It was supposed to be
that.
like that property was originally supposed to be Call of Duty, and it just kind of divulged into District 9.
Well, District 9 was much better, I'm sure. But the almost all video game based movies have been. Lara Croft didn't do well with Angelina Jolie. The first one didn't do that well. No.
Interesting.
No, so they didn't make any sequels.
True. Good point.
It didn't do. I don't think it was considered a giant flop, but it didn't do that well.
Like Angelina Jolie was like her sex symbol, like status kind of became solidified after Lara Croft. So like my age group doesn't think of that movie as a flop, but
yeah,
I guess
here's what I think the reason is. For these things that are not based on actual stories, again, there is no story.
Yeah.
So now you have to rely on somebody who's commissioned. You get some screenwriter, you commission, say, hey, here's the property. There's no story. You make one up. It's a hit and miss whether they're going to come up with a good story.
Right.
There's probably time pressures, making it less likely to come up with a good story. The studios think like, you know what, the video game has done incredibly well. It's got a built-in fan base. Whatever you put out there, and that's just not true.
I thought it was just like the female Indiana Jones.
I'm waiting for the Fortnite movie.
Fortnite movie?
You know what Fortnite
that could or could not be funny. I don't know anything about Fortnite. So is that ridiculous or is it
It is
satire?
super, super ridiculous.
Okay.
if any of my friends were here, they would have laughed.
Tetris, the movie, would be, I think, is well done.
Pac-Man.
2048,
Pong.
the movie. Pong. So my next category of big movie flops is just a weird idea. I just have a couple for you.
Okay.
The first one is Mars Needs Moms from 2011, starring Jack Nicholson and a lot of talented people.
Why'd
Walt
you
Disney
point at
again.
her?
Because she remembers
I'm
it.
a mom.
And she is a mom, and Mars needs her. She's been to Mars like, with John Carter, as a matter of fact. Weirdly.
Right. I forgot about that.
This is
vacation.
2011, and it was big budget. Another thing, like maybe tone down the budget here, guys, because the idea is kind of weird. It's Mars is kidnapping moms from Earth because they need moms. They've run out of moms for some reason. So they have a shortage of moms. It could happen, and. So a little bit weird for a kids movie to have moms be kidnapped. A little scary, little spooky.
That's my worst nightmare as a kid.
For your mom, it was her mom was a spy.
Yeah.
But she may have been a spy. For other people, it's their moms being kidnapped. And then it also apparently had some, I don't remember, it had some pretty creepy animation. Do you remember?
No, I never saw that.
I know I've seen it. I don't know what I saw it on.
I don't know either.
It was
kinda,
I've never seen it, but it was a very weird animation style that almost triggered our Uncanny Valley.
Yes, that's what people have said.
It was similar to the animation of the Polar Express movie, where it was like, this is too realistic. The eyes are too real.
Human, but not human.
It's human. It's too human for an animation style. And people didn't like it.
It scored a whole $39 million at the box office in 2011. It cost well over $150 million. Probably with marketing, it probably cost them like $200 million. So a massive flop.
Huge flop.
Yeah, it was
for
a bad one.
For a kids movie especially.
Yeah, I know. The next one, the other one in this category is another weird one called Beloved. 1998. Based on a book by Toni Morrison, a great author, starring Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
So part of it is like the Oprah effect. She's not as popular in a mass audience as
correct.
I mean, she has. You wouldn't call her audience a niche audience, but at the end of the day, the people watching her show, they're not as many as you think. It's not enough to make a major budget movie be successful.
And that group of people might not be going to the movies a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of moms. It's a lot of older women.
But here's the thing: Oprah. Just after the Civil War, it sounds like it's going to be somewhat of a drama, right? It's like a horror movie, essentially. It's a supernatural movie. The idea is that
I didn't know that.
I know a lot of people don't realize that. By the way, directed by Jonathan Demme too. So a lot of Danny Glover, Thandie Newton in the novel. A formerly enslaved person who is Oprah. It's just after the Civil War ended, and she's haunted by like a poltergeist, and she's visited by the reincarnation of her daughter. So it's a supernatural movie. Even though it's written by Toni Morrison, you don't think that.
That sounds like something Jordan Peele would make.
Yeah. But I wonder if Toni Morrison, Oprah Winfrey, people are thinking this is not the movie, and I'm guessing on this one. I probably got really word of mouth. It's like what the hell was this movie about? It's not what I expected. So
that is a section of movies that either flop or get bad word of mouth because they were marketed incorrectly.
Yeah.
The trailer didn't portray what the movie was really about. You go in expecting one thing and you get something else, and you go, well, that's a bad movie. Maybe it is a great movie.
How do you not? That has to happen in Beloved, in this movie. You can't have Oprah Winfrey as an ex-slave just after the Civil War, and people expect horror elements. You just you wouldn't. That's bad casting.
People are expecting the
by
color
Toni
purple
Morrison
or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So
especially if it is written by Toni Morrison.
So honestly, that movie should not have been made.
Yeah, and that's what that was my impression of Beloved.
I think everybody probably thinks that until you know.
Yeah. I could see them making it now, and it could maybe do really well.
But it'd be by Jordan Peele. I've heard it both ways. And with someone not like Oprah Winfrey, who was kind of pigeonholed into a certain type of character.
Yeah. Octavia Spencer
would be phenomenal.
Because she's done horror and people loved it.
Oh, she'd be great. So people would go expecting that.
Yes.
And
maybe the trailer would actually portray it and people would go in wanting that story and people would like it.
Yep. I agree. My next category is, you know what? Bad movies. They're just really, really bad movies. Now, there's some others that Battleship could have been on here. I get that. But it's like, here's the main reason. And one is one of the biggest flops ever, and you've probably never heard of it. It's from 1999. It's called The 13th Warrior, with Antonio Banderas. He plays a Spaniard or a Turk. I can't remember, but essentially he's kidnapped by Vikings. People don't realize the Vikings weren't just doing shit in Europe. They came down the Volga River all the way to Turkey. In fact, there was one of the main army units of the the Byzantine Empire was Vikings. Viking warriors.
Idea.
So in this, and he goes back to Scandinavia with them, and hilarity ensues. And no, it's like a violent movie. He can't lift their swords. He has his little thin Spanish rapier kind of a thing. But it lost just. I mean, no one knows for sure. At least $100 million.
Wow.
And in 1999.
Yeah.
In 1999. So far more now. No one's heard of it.
Nope.
It flopped horrifically. It didn't make a lot. Its worldwide gross is about $62 million, which again is not horrific, but the budget and distribution was probably $160 million or more. So a big. Omar Sharif, and this is all another example of really, really bad director. Omar Sharif said, "It's terrifying to have to do the dialogue from bad scripts to face a director who does not know what he's doing in a film so bad that it's not even worth exploring." He was a great
Omar
actor.
Sharif was in that movie?
Omar Sharif is very old. Omar Sharif was in that movie in 1999, and he was just. It was a horrific, probably maybe his worst experience in his life. And he was, this is a guy who had done a shit ton of movies. And in case you're wondering who the director was in this, I will go ahead and name names. His name is John McTiernan, who I believe did. I'm going to check that.
Sounds familiar.
You've heard of him. He was he did Die Hard. So that's just big, which is again not a good movie, but
But it's a very successful movie.
A hugely successful movie. But
I've
then
never seen it.
But then he started doing a bunch of big budget flops like Rollerball. And eventually he actually spent time in prison.
In prison?
Yeah, his career is long over. He did some bad things with money. So Omar Sharif was just devastated by 13th Warrior. It also, by the way, could have been in that that epic category as well. The next one was also it's too bad it was so bad because it's someone I like a lot. It was called Cutthroat Island from 1995 with Gina Davis and Matthew Modine. And it's a situation.
Girl pirate, right?
Yes, exactly. She was a girl pirate, as Carrie said. It pretty much Carol Cole Pictures basically went out of business, and they only were able to come back in 2015, 16 years later.
Damn.
It just was one of those classic examples of just a horrific production process, completely out of control. Just rewrites and people quitting and stuff like that. The first like cinematographer I think quit or something like that. A cameraman broke his leg. Raw sewage spewed into a water tank where they were filming.
Oh gosh.
Michael Douglas was going to be the Matthew Modine character, but he had to pull out because it was taking too long to happen. And then what happened after that? They approached apparently a bunch of stars, one after the other, and said, "Will you do it?" And they all said no. Until finally Matthew Modine said, "I'm not that big. I'll do it," and he did. And also one of those classic budget, like from 65 million to 100 million, and it lost a lot of money.
Just ballooned.
Yeah. Here's one. Eddie Murray, very funny guy.
Who?
Eddie Murray.
Eddie
Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Not Eddie Murray, the baseball player. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy.
The very funny comedian.
I've heard it both ways also. The very funny comedian.
Yeah,
very
I love
talented.
him.
Done tons of great movies.
Donkey.
Tons of dumb movies, but also tons of great movies. And he did a movie in 2002 called The Adventures of Pluto Nash, which is considered one of the worst movies ever made. Yeah. Eddie Murphy himself has said, I know 2 or 3 people who said they liked it.
That's funny.
I think they're lying.
It's my mom and their sister.
They're saying it because you're nice. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. It also was another movie only for 2 years, but it was wrapped up, ready to go, and ready to be released in 2000. They knew they had a terrible movie on their hands, so they waited another couple of years to finally go, you know what? And so they spent like $7 million, which is way below the normal ratio for a $100 million movie to spend, because they knew it was why they spent even $7 million. Is beyond me. It was for sure going to flop. There's no reason to spend another dime. Just release it, see what you get
over it.
Sell the TV, and this is 2002, and I guess see what you get on DVDs. But it was a mega
Wasn't it
flop.
Rosario Dawson in that movie or something like that?
I don't know.
Someone else.
Was in it.
He had there was a woman in it. I think it was Rosario Dawson.
Another horrific movie, which also, by the way, could also fit in the category of no story, is Cats from 2019. This is a property that I know is one of the most successful musicals in the history of plays.
Ever.
There is no story. It's utter nonsense. It's dumb.
No. My boyfriend did Cats, and he was like, when he found out they were making the movie, he was like, that's cool. I love musical theater, but why?
Yeah.
You're just dancing around.
There's no plot.
He told me the plot.
Yeah, live, hearing it live and seeing the dancing live.
There is a plot.
Yes.
About, Jellicle cats. And I understand what memory is about. There is a plot, but not enough to make a big. Yeah. It's not like Les Mis, where there is a through storyline and plot and multiple characters intertwining with one another. It's not like that, where you can make a movie out of a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
It's no Mamma Mia.
It's at best a thin plot. Is there really a plot? I guess there's a plot in Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Severin could explain it. I can't explain it.
There's not much of a plot. The play is kind of famous for being plotless.
Yes.
But you're seeing live
it's a dance
singing
spectacle.
And dancing in great costumes. Here you're not, and you don't even get to see cat buttholes because they CGI'd those out because they originally had cat buttholes. And so they had to do, and it's all filmed in motion capture CGI with a big Judi Dench, Idris Elba, Taylor Swift. Idris Elba was
Ian
embarrassed by
McKellen?
it. Really?
Yes.
Jason Derulo, who says his name at the end of all his songs.
Jason Derulo.
And it was rushed to deadline. I guess it's rushed. So they should have done some more post in it, but it wasn't. It had to be rushed to meet a deadline to be released by Universal. And it was just an
Mom and I were
absolute
going to go
disaster.
see it, and we didn't. I saw one review that says it is the worst movie I've ever seen, and then Jennifer Hudson gives the best performance of her life, and then it's the worst movie
Really?
I've ever seen because she plays Grisabella and she does memory, and it's Jennifer Hudson. So
I probably would have liked it.
No one liked it, Carrie.
But I probably would have liked it.
Jason Derulo did. He was also angry too because they CGI'd out his junk. He goes, "Wait, I have no bulge."
His bulge was too big.
I guess.
I'm sure there are a few people who liked it.
There's people that
no one liked.
If you want to go in and see something campy and ridiculous, probably go watch Cats. And sometimes I'm in the mood for campy and ridiculous.
Supposed to be super creepy though and weird
because they have human hands.
Yeah,
they don't have paws. They had human hands.
I'm biased because I think the idea is so dumb, and I'm not a big musical theater fan for the most part. Although I was a Book of Mormon is one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes. I would absolutely watch the movie of that. I think this should be a movie. It should be shot in Africa on a huge budget. But Cats. Ugh.
There's some movies or there's some musicals that should just stay on the stage.
Yeah. Les Mis, you're right. It does have a story, but I don't like about movies is that like Les Mis, where they sing all the lines. Yeah. Because mostly it's just blah blah. It's like you can literally make that up at the top of your head as you're filming. It's just as good a melody because it's not really melody. It's singing.
A lot of musicals aren't that way. Like Dear Evan Hansen is a more contemporary musical that came out, and it's not like that. There's
Okay, I'd see that.
a ton of, and they made it into a movie.
Really?
I went and saw it.
That.
The controversy with that is they brought Ben Platt to star as Evan Hansen is a teenager.
Yeah,
he's a
Ben
16-year-old.
41.
He's like 31.
Is it
and he looks ridiculous.
Who's the actor who was 39 and was balding by the time the end of the TV show Dawson's Creek? The star Dawson's Creek, Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek?
Whatever his name is. Yeah, he was literally his hairline was the middle of his scalp by the time the teenage high school person was into that show. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was crazy, and the movie, it was hard to watch. It was a really good movie, but watching a clearly 31-year-old,
creepy.
He's a nepotism actor as well. So
Ben Platt is?
Yes, his dad produced the movie.
There you go. He's the Tori Spelling of bad movies. Who was the Tori Spelling of bad movies?
Yeah, so he is talented.
Ben Platt
I don't know who he is.
He originated the role on Broadway.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, 7 years prior. Okay. And so they were like, "Oh, well, of course, if we make the movie, we'll just bring Ben Platt back." No, he's too old.
Yeah,
he was too old.
A dumb idea.
And it was weird because he was surrounded by much younger actors.
Really?
Playing, people still in their early 20s playing teenagers, but it looked so much more believable.
How old was he?
I think Ben Platt's like 31 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't play a teenager when you're 31. No. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle from 2000 was also another mega flop for something that was just supposedly, I never saw it, just an atrocious movie.
Yeah,
not funny, nothing good about it. It's just like same thing. It could also fit in the category of not really a story because those short cartoons. I don't know what didn't have a movie length story, so they had to make up a new story for this. Whatever they did, it was like everybody's washed up. Their Rocky and Bullwinkle show had been canceled. And which they had a show apparently, and the Boris and Natasha, we were still their enemies, but everybody was like years later washed up. Let's catch up to where they are, and adventure ensue, and it's supposed to be funny, and it's not funny. The next category I have is movies that you have probably never heard of because they were huge budget movies, very prominent, and they've been completely forgotten. The first one, I don't even know these. Stealth from 2005.
Never heard of it.
Written by the guy who wrote The Fast and the Furious, as a matter of fact.
Is it
Rob Cohen?
Is it starring Jason Statham?
It is probably no. Josh Lucas, Jessica Biel, Jamie Foxx. I mean, huge names. Absolutely sort of Top Gun-ish kind of a thing, type of an idea, and just an absolute disaster.
Never heard of it ever in my life. Flopped
miserably. Town and Country from 2001.
Wait, fun fact?
Yes.
I saw Josh Lucas when we were in New York.
Did you really?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know who Josh Lucas is.
I do. He's an actor.
Okay.
He's a good actor. Town and Country was a romantic comedy with Warren Beatty and Diane Keaton alongside Goldie Hawn and Gary Shandling as two, middle-aged couples, whatever. But same thing. Rewrites, reshoots, expanding budget, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a huge flop, a huge, big movie, big names, massive flop. Everybody's forgotten it ever existed.
Didn't we see it?
I don't think so.
I think I've seen that movie.
You may
I
have.
haven't.
2018 brings us another movie you probably haven't heard of, Mortal Engines.
I have heard of it.
You haven't heard of that?
Yes,
okay.
I have.
that was another one. It's like, oh, really? That was a thing? And it lost hundreds of millions of dollars. It was about, I guess, cities could be or are like free floating.
It was like,
and they fight each other or something like that.
It was okay. So there was
What's
a period
happening?
of time between 2010 and 2018 is a little bit late.
Yes.
But that kind of section of time where everyone was trying to be the next Harry Potter
Yes.
or Twilight or Hunger Games. They wanted that young adult, I'm pretty sure that Mortal Engines is a book series.
It is.
So they wanted to have the next big young adult series. They wanted to be Twilight. They wanted to be Harry Potter. And so many tried and so many failed.
And also, the one of the articles I read said that kind of movie was, or that kind of the genre that was already on the way out.
It totally was. It was gone.
And this
Wait, how come I've never heard of this series?
Exactly.
Rachel has, I'm sure. Rachel has been positive of it.
Because the movie flopped so badly.
Well,
Mortal
but
Engines. I'm sure they're good books.
Heard of
I don't know. I have
books.
no idea. But yes, what you're saying is exactly right. Here's another one from the far off year of 2022.
Okay.
The 355. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
Wow. You're about the 7 people who have heard of it.
Well, she's a movie person.
Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz,
Well, that's why she's heard
Diane
of it.
Kruger, Lupita Nyong'o. These are
Nyong'o.
great,
Yeah.
talented
She's
people.
huge right now. So is Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
Huge right now.
Monumental flop. The name of it, Agent 35, it was the code name of a female spy for the good side in the American Revolution. And it was an all-female spy group was the movie. And sadly, like Ghostbusters 2016,
16.
the one, is that it's kind of fed into the stereotype of that, all-female movies are box office flops.
Well,
and
I want to see that. That sounds good.
I've never seen it. Here's a little précis. When a top secret weapon falls into mercenary hands, a wild card CIA agent joins forces with 3 international agents on a lethal mission to retrieve it, while staying a step ahead of a mysterious woman who's tracking their every move. A, badly written logline. B, sounds like every fucking spy adventure movie ever done.
I heard it was a bad
sounds lame.
script.
Is it American Revolution time?
No,
It's modern
now.
times. The name, the 335 is from Agent 335, who's a female spy.
Oh.
So because they're female spies, they call it the
It was
I don't
was
want
a
to
little-
see it anymore. I thought
Oh,
it was
she thought-
set,
oh, okay.
I thought it was set during the American Revolution.
And if it had a ghost fucking a real woman, Carrie was all over it.
What are you talking
As long as
about?
this was set a long time ago and ghost fuck, Carrie will watch that movie.
What are you talking about?
You like Ghost.
You
the
like
movie
ghosts,
No,
and you like
no,
ghosts
I
having sex with
don't.
real women. That's a fact.
You're making that
This
up. I like
is a
time
fact.
travel.
As long as there's some
As long as there's some
boning.
ghosts.
Okay. Ghost boning is what Carrie is interested in.
He's making
If there was a
stuff
movie
up.
called Ghost Boning, she would be the first in line.
First in line, center
If you're going to make
row.
fun of me, be accurate.
I'm
Because that's
finding
not
it.
true.
My last category is something where it's kind of an asterisk because these movies did poorly, at least in part because of COVID.
Okay.
Mulan, live action 2020,
Yes, yeah.
was due to be released in mid-March 2020.
Oopsie.
Uh-oh.
Bad time.
Terrible
Huh.
idea.
Huh.
So it had
I
to wait.
still want to see that.
They finally released it in Disney Plus streaming, and apparently it did very, very well there because they charged people $30 to see it.
Yeah, it
But
was at
Disney
that time.
hasn't released the
Yeah.
amount. But the rumor is that it actually was very popular. It probably didn't make back its money,
No.
but it did well on Disney Plus.
I'm sure it did well because people wanted to see it, but I do remember people being quite. I mean, it wasn't what. When we watched Mulan, we watched the music, we watched Shang being all hot and sexy, and they didn't have that. And they didn't have even the character Shang wasn't even in it. There was no
Oh, really?
singing. It wasn't a musical.
Shang Hot and Sexy. Shang Hot and
Hot
Sexy
Sexy.
could be the name of a new movie,
Yeah.
obviously.
And so
As
people
long as
were
there's
a little
ghost
bit
boning,
disappointed.
Shang Hot and Sexy, mash up with ghost boning, Carrie.
They were disappointed going into it.
Oh.
But it probably was a good movie
Okay.
still, nonetheless. It just didn't have Shang.
2022's. This is kind of not completely covered, but kind of. Turning Red,
Oh, really?
Pixar,
good.
flop, massive flop. And
it's probably-
it's a massive
but
flop.
I'll bet you
It'll
Yes.
have a resurgence.
in 20 years it will have made its money back.
Okay.
It was
By the way, you guys missed the hand gestures that were all over the place there. Some kind of a
Mom,
I
that's
don't know
not the
what she was
metric
doing.
of success.
And that's not the metric of success for a movie.
in 20 years watched.
I understand that,
I'll show you.
but
You guys
you're-
will eat your head.
but you are right. It's a huge asterisk because of COVID.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
it
Yes.
doesn't make it a
Yes.
bad movie. It doesn't
I
make
will
it
Well-
inherently a flop.
if
This
you-
wasn't pure COVID, though. Go
It
ahead.
would have done really well.
If you have a child in your life, it's not a flop. It was the #1 movie
Yes.
ever.
Was it really?
Oh,
among children you know.
The children that I
Yes.
nanny for, constant viewing nonstop.
Yeah.
We still, to this day, listen to the music nonstop.
Well, it made, because they didn't release it in the United States, it made $20 million against a $175 million budget, plus $50 million to market. So it's a flop.
Yeah.
It did go to
Yes.
Disney Plus, though. And what it probably did was help bring subscribers into Disney Plus.
Yes, it did.
But still, it was
Yeah.
a mega flop.
I will say it was very popular with kids, and it didn't make the money
Yeah.
back, but culturally, it was very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
And moms. I have
And
no
moms.
kids that are going
Have
to
you
see.
seen it?
Yeah.
You have seen it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
It's a
Okay.
really good movie.
I loved it.
The other movie like that that's still going on, or I guess it's done now, but it's Black Adam with The Rock is considered a flop, and it I don't think that's very COVID related though.
No, it's
I mean,
not
if you try to,
COVID-related
so
at all.
I apparently some people have kind of said that, but that's kind
Why?
I don't know.
Because Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 bajillion. Avatar is making $1 bajillion. And
Did Black Adam go? But Black Adam also went to streaming. But it was done pretty much with his box office run before then. So
Yeah,
it's
it
just,
was.
and it's another one. Really, that should be in the category of cost a shit ton, made a lot, cost too much.
yes.
And because it's
Well,
considered
the
a
thing
flop.
is Black Adam was never going to be, I don't think it ever was going to be as big as probably The Rock wanted
Yeah.
it to be, because it's Black Adam. Black Adam, not to go into the lore of this character, but he's a villain to a hero. There wasn't supposed to be
I agree.
a franchise just around the character, but
Yeah.
it's The Rock, so
But it's
he
The
wants
Rock.
his own movie.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
exactly it.
Yes.
It's another a good example of someone getting his way who shouldn't have got his way, who is not a creative person in any way, shape, or form. And it shouldn't be. You're right. Black Adam should be a supporting character, not the primary character.
He should have been in the
almost certainly.
Shazam movies.
Yeah,
But
that's true. And they brought in Hawkman, who is an overt superhero, a good person, and made him the antagonist. Which, if
Interesting.
Black Adam is, the protagonist, then in a sense, the Hawkman becomes kind of the villain of the piece, and he's not. So it doesn't make any sense. And plus, I love Hawkman because he has wings, and I'm a big fan of wings. So in terms of so now this is the list of what they try to do is sort of update for inflation, cost and grosses, and the biggest all-time adjusted for inflation loss is probably, drum roll, your guess,
I don't know.
John Carter.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere between 100, but it's not for sure because it's estimated to have lost about 133 to 236 million dollars. Second on the list is the Lone Ranger, but it overlaps 186 to 221, so it may have lost more than John
Money.
Carter.
Yeah.
The third one, again, I told you you'd be surprised how big of a flop this was because you've never heard of it. It was the 13th Warrior. It lost 112 to 210 million dollars. So given those ranges, it
Wow.
actually could be the worst, least successful movie of all time.
I have a
And
question.
No one's heard of it. Yes.
Why wasn't Ishtar on your list?
Ishtar
In
is
one
a
of your
big flop.
categories?
It flopped pretty badly. It could have been on my list
because
There's
it
lots
became
of other movies.
famous for being a flop.
It
Oh,
also
there's
became famous
there's
for being a
so
flop.
many
Yes, it
movies
did.
that
There
I'm
are.
shocked
Yeah.
weren't on your list.
And that was a movie. That was a movie that got a lot of shit for going over budget. It did. A lot of the negative press about it was, it's going over budget, it's going over budget. Yes, it did go over budget.
Right.
So what?
Everything
I
goes
know.
over budget.
Warren Beatty would go to interviews and say it's still going to cost you $750 to go see this movie, like
Exactly.
every other movie
Yeah.
back at the time,
That's
$750. And
That's
it's
the discount movies
So he's
now.
trying to say, why do you care? And people should
Yes.
have cared,
They
Yeah.
should.
but they
yeah.
did. And it lost money. It's a funny movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's not
we saw
a
it.
great movie, but it's a funny, entertaining movie.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
A new flop that just flopped recently in the last couple of months is a Disney movie. They're in their flop era.
Yeah.
They're not doing
Which
well right
is?
now. Strange World.
Strange World is a mega flop.
Yes.
I had never heard of it either. And it sounds like an
Pixar.
interesting premise, too.
Disney and Pixar is in a little bit of a transitional period,
Yeah.
right? In my opinion, I'm fully pulling this out of my ass. It's just my opinion. They seem to be in a transitional period where Turning Red was successful culturally with kids, and Kanto was uber successful, made a lot of.
And Contra actually did not do that well.
It did because of COVID, and it was released
Yeah.
on streaming
Yeah.
services.
And it did very well in streaming, but it didn't do
Correct.
well in the box office.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it won Oscars, and
Yeah.
it was a cultural phenomenon. You could not escape a Kanto, similar to the way you couldn't escape Frozen when
Yeah.
Frozen came out.
Yeah.
And they're kind of transitioning, and the movies they've been making are just not resonating. Lightyear,
Yeah.
nobody gave
know,
a fuck about. Everyone said it was kind of
This
bad.
sounds interesting, though. It's kind of this journey to the center of the earth, fantastic voyage kind of an element to it. It sounds like a movie I would actually like, but it's done
They barely marketed it.
atrociously. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of almost swept under the rug.
Real quick, some other ones that Cutthroat Island is like in the top 10. Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas from 2003 lost
Iconic film.
$184 million adjusted for inflation loss. Just insanely
Iconic movie. Shouldn't have been for kids. It's watched it recently.
Who was in it?
Super freaking horny. I think Brad Pitt does.
Brad Pitt.
No, I must look that up right now because it's not Brad Pitt. But it's super horny. Should not have been a kids movie.
Super horny. Battleship was an all-time big loser. Mars Needs Moms, etc.
No, I was right. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yep.
Wonder Woman 1984 did very, very poorly. I'm sad to hear that. It was
Bad movie.
It's not a great movie.
I didn't
Neither
like
one.
it one bit.
I love Gal Gadot in those movies, but
the only time I've
neither
ever
one
liked
has
her in
been
anything.
very well written.
I don't think I saw that one.
The Matrix Resurrections was a huge flop, trying to resurrect the Matrix franchise. Nope. Lost $139 million.
Never seen a single Matrix movie.
Me either.
The first one was very good. Everyone after that has been shit. Heaven's Gate is up there, but not in the top 10 anymore. Ben-Hur lost a ton of money.
Really?
Adjusting for inflation. Ben-Hur from 2016. Did you know they made a remake?
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the original.
I know. It's not. 2016 made a remake. That could have gone in the, what now?
They made a remake.
They made a remake of that, and it lost a ton of money, and no one remembers. A movie called Fantastic Four, which I'm sure you heard, from 2015. Another attempt to resurrect the franchise. Lost a lot of money, starring, I believe, the always unlikable Miles Teller. The BFG lost a lot of money. Hugo from 2011.
Yeah.
I did not know that it cost, between corrected for inflation for now, $150 to $170 million.
I love that movie.
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah. Do not spend $150 million or more on that movie. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. It should have cost literally a third that, and it would have made money. So I didn't know that was that big of a flop, because I had no idea. R.I.P.D. with...
Oh, that was a funny.
I thought it was a funny movie with Ryan Reynolds and someone else. Jeff Bridges. Great idea. Great movie. Pretty good. Did terrible.
It was silly.
A movie called Ballistics X versus Sever is another one of 2002. Like, what now? What? No one's ever heard of it?
No.
But it was a big budget movie. Jilly from 2003 with Ben Affleck, lost a ton of money, and Jennifer Lopez. The West Side Story from 2021 was a huge flop. Steven Spielberg's probably worst flop ever.
Yeah. COVID and controversy are the reason for that one.
And it didn't need to be remade.
No,
I heard it was really, really good. I heard good things about it, but just COVID, and you cast the wrong guy to play Tony, unfortunately.
Right now, Black Adam has lost between $50 and $100 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. Again, these are box office, so they could do better. Amsterdam from 2022 with it was a comedy set in Europe, and I believe Amsterdam.
I'm going to guess here.
Yes, Amsterdam.
See, I thought that looked good.
It did look good, but I got really bad reviews, right?
Directed by?
Who?
Asshole fucking, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, David O. Russell. One of the worst
I
enemies
didn't
on the
know
planet.
that.
And
You really kind of root for his movies to do badly, so they stopped making movies with him.
Shortly before it came out, it was kind of, didn't have a ton of marketing. It was one of those movies that was clearly for the awards.
Oh, really?
And people were like, hey, by the way, it's directed by a piece of shit. Don't go see it. And people listened.
Yeah, but the problem with that is a lot of people who aren't pieces of shit were in that movie.
Their
livelihoods are tied to it.
Wasn't it also kind of a bad movie?
They said it was a bad movie, and it was being directed by him. And the actors that were in it are going to do just fine.
Yeah, they're fine. Ishtar lost, corrected for inflation, $97 million. So not a top 20. Hudson Hawk lost $95 million. The Green Lantern lost $90 million from 2011. Ryan Reynolds, of course, would later shoot himself for making that movie. And Blade Runner 2049 lost $88 million, corrected for inflation, from 2017. A very good movie. I recommend you see it.
But I need to.
Very good movie.
I love Ryan Gosling.
A very smart movie. It has a great tone. I strongly recommend it. Dr. Dolittle lost money in 1967, and again, it was remade with Robert Downey Jr. It's never made money. Stop making the movie.
Nobody wants it. No one likes it.
I'll laugh at animals talking for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And there was a remake in between there with Eddie Murphy.
Was there? Oh, you're right.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Good
Don't ever talk
Lord.
shit on that one.
But that one probably didn't lose money.
Still, stop doing it. Ghostbusters 2016 lost money. The Great Wall with Matt Damon with a mullet lost money.
Good.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
killed that franchise. Okay, that was big flops, movies. And as you can tell, we've gone a little long with what was going to be a single episode. It's going to be 2 episodes for obvious reasons. So that's the end here of Big Flops. Next week, we will upload Big Drops, which are pretty big.
Which you don't know what a big drop is, so
Yeah,
hold on to your hats.
They know. Yeah.
Pretend you don't know.
Yeah, but they know.
Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.